I'd like to know more about that because a lot of us, we have the tendency to feel like after such a major accident, our lives are over. In fact, people do not even go through a fraction of what you've gone through. And most of us tend to give up. More like, even when we try to pretend like, okay, we're still trudging, and most of us just feel like, okay, my life would have been better if this hadn't happened. So I'm curious to know, at the point it happened, what kept you going? What made you feel like, okay, there's hope, things could get better until you have gotten to a point now that you can boldly say that things are actually better? What were the factors that kept you strong mentally, emotionally, physically? Because I can imagine what you must have been going through emotionally and mentally with the loss of your eyesight, the loss of a partner, your your job, so to say, your life as you knew it.
Oh yeah.
So what kept you
Yeah,
going?
and it's kind of like that's a two-parter because there's hope and then there's how I'm living that makes it better. There's two different things, honestly.
Okay,
Now the hope journey was more so like because I believe in God, so I'm a faith believer.
right.
That was huge.
Hmm.
It was huge for me in two ways because first off, oh yeah, I'm a realist. I questioned every bit of him. Why
Hmm.
would you allow something like this to happen to me?
Hmm.
What did I do wrong? And that was, oh, when I tell you me and God, we have real talks. It's not just a uh be quiet and listen to everything I have to say talk. No, no, this is a I need to know some answers
Hmm.
because we believe in this, this faith background, Christianity, and then I'm like, but how would you possibly allow your child to go through
To
something
go
like that?
through
If
something
I'm
like
a father,
this.
yeah, if I'm a father, the one thing I'm trying to do is to protect my kid from everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's why I was questioning it. And versus his response
Hmm.
was, well, why not you?
Oh, wow.
You know?
Interestingly,
Uh,
just last week I was talking about this same thing, and
yeah,
this was the
yeah,
response I got from the Holy Spirit too. Why
yeah,
not you?
yeah.
If not you, who else?
Who? Who? Exactly.
Who?
Exactly. Well, if why not you, then who?
That's
Uh,
amazing.
He, the one thing we always talk about in my church is God tests what He makes.
Mm.
Think about this. Anything that's manufactured, it's been tested. Think about that.
That makes
Cars, they've been tested.
that
Computers,
makes
they've
a
been
lot of
tested. Can they
sense.
withstand what the broadband? Everything, the drums that are behind me, they've been tested. Can it withstand a beating?
Mm. Can you withstand the pressure? Oh, wow.
Right. Everything gets tested
Mm.
to see how it reacts.
How much more God's most important
What That's where
product?
the resilience side of it comes in. How resilient are you, my son? Is basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
And so now the better side of it, what I was mentioning earlier that I'm doing better is that yes, I I had I had a job. Yeah, I did. I did. It was I was doing pretty well off. I wasn't doing bad. I know I wasn't. I was going to school full time. Cool, cool. But I was doing that in order to make more money in the Air Force, is what I was doing that for,
Okay.
because I wanted to be an officer.
Okay.
I was trying to commission to become an officer to be a pilot. And
Mhm.
so that was to progress in money. Okay, got it, got it. Status, money, whatever.
Position, rank.
Now the business I was doing, Kiwi Enterprise. Again, status, money. All of this says the same thing to me. I'm doing this for status and money. I can do that without my eyesight. I don't need my eyesight for that.
Mm.
I just have to find a way to do it.
Mm.
I'm now medically retired from the military.
Mm.
That's already a status, medical retirement.
Yeah.
and I get money from that.
Yeah.
I have another business where I do Amy Motivation, where I do keynote speaking,
Awesome.
mentoring, and resilience coaching. Those are titles, and I get money.
Mm,
So I can do this with or without eyesight. God was saying, why not you? You can do either way what you were trying to do. You just need to figure that out.
wow. 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 So how has life
So instead
been?
of getting so caught up, well, the thing is,
Yeah.
so instead of getting so caught up in what we lost
Hmm.
or we thought we lost, look at the bigger picture. What did you really lose? Oh, you
Hmm.
lost those titles and that money. That's what you lost. Okay, well, find a way to regain it because
Hmm.
that's all you're really missing is those titles and some money. That's
Hmm.
not going anywhere. You're still alive. You can still make it.
Wow. Maybe just not the same way you thought you would make it by becoming an officer, a commissioned
Exactly.
officer, and all. But I bet this is even more
Exactly.
impactful because now you are a motivational speaker. You are adding real value to people around you, opportunities you probably wouldn't have had if you were a commissioned officer. You have them now to add value to the world, to impact people one on one, and to feel like, okay, you're doing something good for humanity. I guess that feels way better. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. I feel like I'm way more impactful now than I was.
sure, sure. Sure. Okay, so let's talk about your book. So, how did that
Okay.
come by? When did you decide to put pen to paper and document your experiences, and what motivated it really? What was the purpose? Why did you think you needed to write that book?
Well, first off, I didn't want to write it. I
Really?
had no two things that I do now that I had no intentions of wanting to do. I wrote that book, had no intentions of wanting to do it. Being a keynote speaker, had no intentions of wanting to do it. But I'm now both an author and a keynote speaker, and I
Hmm,
speak all the time.
amazing.
Two things I had no clue I wanted to, well, I guess you say either didn't know I wanted to do or I just didn't want to do.
Hmm,
And the keynote speaking side of it was more of a I don't want to be in front of people all the time. I mean, I'm okay with doing the musician thing. I don't have to speak for that.
hmm,
That's a performance based thing. The just like sports, that was performance based. I was in front of people, but it was performance based.
hmm.
It's so many different ways to hide yourself in those types of things. Whereas as a keynote speaker, it's you and everybody else.
Ex- Exactly.
And
And
you
you're
have the
mindful.
stage.
And you're mindful of what you're putting out there because you know people are listening.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. You're the only one talking. Nobody else.
Mhm.
And so that was part of why I didn't want to do that. But then with the book thing, it was more of um my friend. Well, he was the main person who said I should write a book about it. Um his name is Sam. He's now going on to be with the Lord.
Oh,
Uh so
so rest in
him
peace.
and I, when I say friends, I mean it, like literally from the age of 5
Wow.
until when he passed on. Yeah, no joke. And so, uh, he was that main factor of why I wrote that book.
Mm,
Um, I should have dedicated it to him, but there were so many people that helped me throughout that time. I couldn't just single out one person.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but he was the main reason I wrote it. Now, the reason I'm here today is a lot of people, but the main reason I wrote the book was him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did not want to write that book. And he just kept saying, "Come on, man, you gotta write this book." I'm telling you, he was the one that called me Superman.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
He was the one that called me Superman. So, uh,
I'm sure he's smiling
I
down at you right now and he's so proud of you. He's super proud of you.
oh yeah, listen, he's always
Mhm.
been proud of me and in my corner.
Wow.
He has
That,
always
that,
been that guy. And so
and that's
I
the
know for
beautiful
sure he
thing
is.
with God. He just gives us that one person that will always be in our corner. Come rain, come shine.
Yep, no matter what. And when he passed away, he didn't get a chance to read my book, by the way, before he left.
Mm,
So I wrote my well, his family wanted me to speak at the homegoing service, not as like the eulogy or anything, but just have a moment to speak. And I said, okay, yeah, I can do that. That's my brother, for sure. Well, I wrote it. I wrote my speech instead of, just going on and on because I could go talk about him forever. Okay. I wanted to make sure that I narrowed this thing down because I had knew him over 2 decades.
mm,
So I needed to narrow it down. I don't want to get up there and talk about 2 decades, of knowing him. So I wanted to give the highlights and the moments of sure brotherhood
mm,
that we shared. Um, and I titled it, the letter that I wrote, I titled it A Letter from Superman.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I printed it out, I signed it, and I folded it up like a letter would be folded. Um, I gave that copy to his mother along with a signed copy of the book. And I said, is it okay if I put these two pieces in the casket with him so he can read them at his leisure?
Mm,
And she started crying so hard. I was like, I wasn't trying to make her cry, but she understood the significance of what I was doing
yeah.
because she understood that he meant so much to me
Mm,
and what his impact on me writing that book was. I
mm.
had no choice. I had to give it to him.
Sure. He lives on through you, through the book.
Yes.
All over the world now,
Yes.
we get to know his name. Something that
Mm.
probably wouldn't have been possible without the book. And I'm so glad he encouraged you to do that. And I'm glad that you decided
Yeah.
to do it because right now, anyone who
Oh
picks
yeah.
up that book, sure, they would be encouraged to not say why me. I like the title, by the way. To not ask the
Thank
question,
you. Thank
why
you.
me? That's profound,
Don't
really.
focus on why
Don't
me. I'm
focus on
telling
why.
you.
So what was the
So
thought
that's
behind that
what God
title?
gave me.
Oh, wow, nice, nice.
That's what God gave me when he was saying, "Well, why not you?" Well,
Why not?
stop focusing on that and focus on the why not you. When you see the why not you and you see how victorious you are in those moments,
Hmm,
you won't have a reason to say why me.
hmm, hmm. When you
And
see,
so I
when you look
stopped
at the bigger
focusing on the
picture,
why me.
oh wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly. So I stopped focusing on the why me.
And I'm pretty sure the
That's
moment you
why I
stopped
titled it.
focusing on the why me, you became this version of yourself. Because truth be told, I think you are even more bubbly than I am. That's interesting. You seem to be, you
Yeah.
seem to just be all smiles and happy, and it takes a great heart and a Superman, by the way, to be
Mhm.
able to do that. I'm pretty sure your
Yeah.
faith plays a major role, which is amazing. It plays a major
Oh
role
yeah.
in how far you've come. And of course,
And yeah.
through all these, I will fail to also note that you've had a very good support system. You've had a very good support system. And I think, what do you think your life would have been without that kind of support system you had? Your mother and your friend and every other person around you. Do you think you would have been able to weather the storms of recovery and starting a new journey? Do you think your life would have been what it is today without your support system? That's outside faith.
Well, I don't know how you feel about like energy and vibrations,
Hmm.
but they mean something. And
Well,
so when you have zero energy and vibrations, you won't get that healing.
hmm.
Now when I kid you not, And I'll give you an example. So at the hospital, when I was still there, I mean, people would not stop coming to see me.
mm,
And I don't just mean my family. I mean friends, coworkers, people I ain't seen in years. When they
mm,
found out via Facebook, social media, they were like, "Is it okay if we come see him?"
mm.
Like, I mean, there were people traveling from different states
Wow.
to come see me.
Mm,
And when I say it was like even they were like, it doesn't matter what time of day, it could be morning, noon, night. People are still coming through here to see him. And they were like, at the hospital, the staff members were like, we've never seen somebody have so much support.
mm,
And we've seen some accidents, but we've never seen somebody have the support he has. And so it was just one of those types of things. And I know for sure that that support helped me
yeah.
because without it, I don't, I know I would, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be here.
Mm,
And that plus, of course, the healing power of God, but at the same sense, he's sending these people there. It's not by coincidence they're coming. He's sending them there to let them know that I do have people in my corner who love and care about me.
exactly.
And so that was a huge, I guess you say, moment and nugget in my life that it showed so much. And again, when I was, unconscious for that first month, I didn't know anything about this, but I was told the stories,
Mm.
and so yeah, no, it was amazing. I loved hearing somebody knock on my door, except for when it was the nurses or the doctors. I didn't want them to come
I can
because
imagine
that
that.
means they were either coming to give me medicine, a shot, or to take me to do something, and I didn't want to go. So
Yeah, but I'm so glad you have such a good sense of humor, and I'm happy
yes.
and I'm grateful for you, really. I'm grateful because you are a gift to the world. You're a gift to us all. We do not have a right to complain because we know that you went through way much more than we have been through. And here you are. You have such a positive outlook on life. And I remember you earlier saying that you have your days sometimes. You have those days
Mm.
when you're probably feeling a bit down. So just
Yeah.
could you give us a sneak peek into what those days look like for you, those times?
It depends on how down I feel. So there are literally days where I have, okay, music is a huge part of me,
Right.
as I've already stated. But when I say a huge part, I mean hear me, I love music.
Mm,
And so when there are days that I don't even feel like doing that, you know something's wrong.
mm,
I literally couldn't even get out of my bed to I'm in my bedroom right now. My drums are right there. My bed is literally right here. I can touch it with my hand.
mm.
I couldn't even get out of my bed to go to the drums to play those. That's how down I was one day. And
Wow.
I love music. I'm not just saying that. That's a huge part of me.
Mm,
I don't just play it, I sing it, I dance, all of it. I write it, like all of it. So whenever you whenever I have moments like that, I just kind of allow myself to say, okay, this is a day. And I'm going to allow you to have this day, but it's not going to be another one. You're not having two. You can
mm.
have one, but you're not having two. So what I'm saying to you is I give myself grace
Yes,
because this is not easy of a walk at all.
exactly.
I mean, yes, I smile. Yes, I laugh. I cry.
Because you're
But it's
human.
all a part of the journey,
Exactly.
you know? And so what I want people to understand is, yes, you go through things in life. It's okay to be down, but it is not okay to stay there.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm sunshine and rainbows every day.
Rainbows.
I am not saying that. I am saying that I have my days. Just like the earth has days that it rains.
Yeah,
It has days that it's cloudy, but it also has a lot of sunny days.
exactly.
That's what we wanted to do. We want to have more sunny days than cloudy and rainy days.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm so inspired by you right now. And I must say, Kijuan, oh, you're a blessing. You
Thank
are a
you.
blessing. Trust me.
Thank you.
'Cause sometimes it gets so gloomy and you just
Mhm.
ask yourself, oh, why do I have to go through all this? Why couldn't it be someone else? Well, like your book says, don't focus on why me. And that's, I must say, something we all need to always remember and put at the back of our minds. No
Yeah,
matter what life has thrown at you, no matter where you have found yourself, just know that it's okay. It's okay to sometimes not to be okay. It's okay to
that's it.
be down sometimes. Like you said, give yourself grace. And I don't think a lot of us do that
Hmm.
enough. We don't do that enough. We tend to beat ourselves up when we feel
Yep.
down. I do that a lot, I must say. Sometimes when I'm not motivated to stand up and work, I start feeling bad. I start telling myself, why are you doing this to yourself? You are such, sometimes you just overthink things and then you now go down the rabbit hole even further. And it takes the grace of God to get back out and get to that place where you can breathe again. And for someone like you, I
Yeah.
must say this message is profound. Give yourself grace. Give yourself
Yes.
grace to feel bad because those rainy days will come. But at the end of it all, there's always rainbows and the sun will shine again. That's amazing, PJ.
That I'm glad you said that because at the end of it, every storm cloud is a rainbow, and
Rainbow,
rainbows are
absolutely.
beautiful.
Hmm.
So we have to remember that we're
Yeah,
still beautiful even after the rain. Okay.
yeah, yeah. The colors will always come back into your life. That's beautiful. All right, Kijuan. Okay, so at this point, I want to give you the opportunity to just like talk about your book to people who might want to get it, let them know how they can lay their hands on the book and
Okay.
what they hope to get from the book.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You can find the book on my website at amymotivation.com. That's AMEY motivation.com. Again, the title is Don't Focus on Why Me from Motorcycle Accident to Miracle. If you don't go on there on the website to find it, you can go on Amazon, Kindle, Apple Books, as well as Audible. And I do have the audio version for it as well if you want to listen to it, because I do know there are people that like to listen to books. And so that's that possibility if you like that. And even if you want to book me for a speaking engagement, you can go on my website, like I just mentioned, aimmotivation.com, and go to the book me link there, and you could book me for whatever you have, a conference, convention, events, gala, whatever the case may be. Even if you want to invite me to some music event, I would love to come. I'm
Oh,
just all over the
awesome.
place. And also, yeah, and also on my website, I have videos of me speaking as well as me playing the drums. So feel
Okay.
free to check it out.
I'm sure a lot of people would do that right now. All right, Kijuan, I also want to ask you the audio version of your book. Were you the one who did the speaking or someone else?
No, I did not do the speaking. His name is Jerome. I cannot remember his last name, but I chose him.
Oh,
So there were four guys who auditioned,
okay.
and he was actually the last person. I almost did not pick him. I almost went with the first guy, and you guys probably wouldn't have liked the book because it would have sounded like the guy who narrates Star Wars. He no in the full galaxy of full way. No, you don't want that. So
That's
this
funny.
guy does an amazing job. He almost does sound like me though.
Oh,
That's the
cool,
crazy
cool,
part. He
cool.
almost does sound like me, and I was kind of spooked out by that.
Yeah, so I guess it was
So,
divinely planned to work out that way.
yes, yeah, yeah,
That's so cool. We've
oh,
had
oh,
such an amazing time,
yeah.
Kijuan. I
But it's
just,
enjoyable. It's definitely an enjoyable read and a
yeah,
listen.
okay, cool.
So yeah,
I'm sure it is. I'm going to get myself the audiobook. I'm going to listen to it over and over and over.
yeah,
Yeah, because I know there's so much more you have said in that book that we haven't been able to cover in the course of this conversation.
yes,
And I know that this is a huge addition to humanity. And anywhere there's impact, you'll always find media. I'm so grateful for the day you reached out to me to have this conversation. I guess it was divinely organized, and it's not just a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that this was supposed to
right.
happen, and I'm grateful that this is happening.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for you. I keep saying that. I can't say that enough. I'm grateful for you, and I really hope that we continue to do this from time to time. If I had my way, we would probably have like an Instagram live session with you, and get people to come
Mhm.
and listen. That would really be amazing. But sincerely, Kijuan, you've been such an inspiration. You inspire me, and I know you will inspire everyone that gets to listen to this episode of the Other Side podcast. I love you. I wish I was in the United States to give you a big hug, but just accept these virtual hugs from me.
Yeah,
You mean a lot to
yeah. I
me
wish
and
I
my
could get a hug too. That
community.
would be nice.
Oh, that would be nice, really. But before we go, just a sneak peek. How is your day-to-day activities? Now, with the fact that you have lost your sight, how do you run your day? Do you get help, or have you gotten to a point where you get to do everything yourself? And how has it been? How was adjusting like for you?
Um, I'll be honest, the only thing that I really don't do for myself is um a lot of like intricate type cooking. So like, on the stove and
Yeah,
in the oven type stuff. So like but quick I can quickly prepare meals. Like if I got the air fryer, I don't know if you guys have
yeah,
air
of
fryers in
course, yeah.
Nigeria.
Of course
Okay,
we
okay.
do.
So I use air fryers. I wasn't sure. I use air fryers and stuff like that, and microwaves and meals that are like chef prepared already, and I just
Okay.
put those in the microwave. Now the reason I don't use the stove and stuff like that as much is because the new technology is going to a lot of push buttons and flat surfaces. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't like that style because it's not showing me where I am.
Where you
You
are,
know what I
sure.
mean?
It could get
And so
complicated.
that's why I don't use it.
Yeah,
But other than that, let me think. I just don't drive. Like the things that you would assume I wouldn't do. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So like I wouldn't drive by myself because I can't. Um, stuff like that. I can travel by myself because I just coordinate it.
yeah, yeah.
Like I can coordinate flying. I've done that by myself.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
You just coordinate with the airlines and TSA.
Yeah,
You coordinate with them and they help you. And
help you
wherever you
out.
go, you can just get somebody to assist you.
Yeah. So, but do
So
you
I,
miss flying? Do you miss your job with the Air Force? Do you miss riding your bike? Do you miss those things sometimes? Are there those days you
I
wish?
don't, I don't know if there is an answer for that because
Mhm.
to say I miss it is like saying is wood. Like yes, of course. You know what I mean? I just don't know how to put it. Is it oak wood? Is it, now that's what we're getting into at that point. And so I trust me, I loved flying. When I told you earlier, it was something that I was really into. I had been on a plane one time before I joined the Air Force. Once.
Oh.
And then that was going to be my job. And it turned into me not only loving this thing, but I can tell you all about it.
Mm, it's
I can
amazing.
tell you everything about that plane,
Yeah.
from how powerful it is to what's making it fly to what part do you. as soon as you hear a noise, I could tell you what it is. Like it was that I was that intricate into the plane itself. I was just that dominant. I mean, and I'm not the only one. I mean, everybody who learns that job, they have to know it.
Yeah, because that's
If you
expected.
don't, you start to fall back,
Exactly.
and they will pick you out,
Been
and it's
amazing. Thank you
amazing.
so much, Kijuan. I could go on and on and on, but I'm sure you've got a lot more to do today. You probably have some more speaking engagements and interviews lined up for you.
Yeah,
I'm truly grateful for this
yeah,
opportunity to speak
I
with
do actually.
you. I can't wait to have you back in the future. And I just want to encourage you to keep being you. You are amazing and you're a blessing to this world. Your last words, if you don't mind, to my audience, something to just keep us going because you've got some depth to you, and I really would want to have some of that as we go on the rest of our day.
One thing that I hold dear to me is your situation does not define who you are.
Hmm,
You define who you are.
fantastic.
And that's what I'll leave everybody with.
Fantastic. Wow. What a place to end it. Thank you so much, Kijuan. I truly love you and I wish you all the best. Trust me, I'll keep in touch. I will definitely stay
Thank
in
you.
touch. You see that Instagram live thing? I hope that
Oh
happens
yeah,
soon.
yeah.
I hope it happens soon. All right. I love you so much,
Hey, just let me
Kijuan.
know.
Okay.
We can coordinate
Yeah.
it. Love you too.
Thank you so much, Kijuan. Have yourself an amazing day.